Welcome into the Casual Gaming Conversation bonus episode. Today we are talking about the new game from Double Fine, Keeper. But before we get into that, Nick, how we feeling?
Oh boy, tis the season, Connor. Pumpkin spice lattes. I need to go and get a new pumpkin spice candle. Okay, my candle that I've had for the past like year plus is now completely burnt out, and I love that candle around this time of year because it's the sweet smell of my favorite season, Connor. Review season, obviously, is what I'm talking about right now. We have so many games that we are reviewing. This is the first review. It feels like kicking off the season to some level. It's like that first pumpkin spice latte to some level. So I'm excited to talk about this game. We can say that we have the Outer Worlds 2 and that we have Ninja Gaiden 4. Shout out to Xbox for providing those review copies. You will be getting those reviews next week. And then we got you and Brady trucking away on Ghost of Yote, just doing the damn thing. And then I don't have my copy by me, but last night I went to a midnight release of Pokemon Legends Ah. Like it has just been going, baby. It's been a lot of fun to just like be like, it's the season, dude. You know, like this is to some level thinking back of just like college and doing this for a long time. I had a good buddy today just get engaged. He's somebody that was previously on some content that I did. Shout out to Jacob, Mr. Moo Moo Meadows himself, for getting engaged. I'm pretty sure he does watch the podcast. He texts me that he watched the podcast pretty often, so shout out to you, Jacob. I'm very proud and happy for you. But it was just like, man, come a long way, and it's just exciting to be part of a season like this and kicking it off with this review, kicking off with a fun little review for Double Fine's Keeper is delightful. Shout out to Xbox and Double Fine for providing the review copy and allowing us to get this review out so y'all can see what's up with this one. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. Connor, I have a lot of stories. This is a weird one because it's like 6 hour game. We're gonna hop into the review process with all this, but I'm the only one that beat it, and so I'm just like, we'll talk a little bit before this review kicks off. Talk a little bit after, maybe, on what's happening and the latest and greatest and co-op and all that stuff. But obviously, the big topic of this bonus pod that is going out to everyone, by the way. The fact that yes, this is normally a Patreon exclusive. It's going out to everyone. I'm just excited to be here with you, yapping about a game. I'm gonna let you know if it's good or bad here in a moment. Connor, how you feeling?
Doing good. Yeah, I am getting towards the end of Ghost of Yote. I just hit chapter 2 after about 20 hours of being in chapter 1. Just chipping away at it, really enjoying it. I'm excited to do the review this weekend. Brady beat it yesterday, so he's going to be on that podcast. So that's going to be very exciting. You only played a little bit of it, right?
Yeah, I'm like 5 hours in.
Okay.
That's the thing. Like, obviously, we can like discuss the fact that I'm just like reviewing a lot of other things for the channel right
Mhm.
now. But it was definitely a weird couple of days over the weekend, and when when we're just under a lot of embargoes and not being able to speak on a lot of these things. People are like, "How's Yote?" I'm like, there's a lot of other games. Like, I've been
Yeah.
plucking away at a lot, and so yeah, like yesterday I booted it up for like 30 minutes, and then I got pulled into some co-op stuff. You just know how it goes, and I think the audience to some level also know how it goes nowadays, where it's like there's just a million other things that aren't playing games often with co-op 64. And so yeah, I got to play a little bit more yesterday, but like I did one side thing and then like was getting towards another one and then had to stop. Like it's just been one of those days when it comes to Yote. And I November's gonna be great for me. I'm gonna get through Yote. I'll probably check out Unbeatable. I'll check out a couple other titles. Like I want to play more Battlefield 6. Like that sounds cool. That sounds like a good time right now. But there is a lot of games that we got to get to for review first. And I'm excited to kick it off with this one, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's been
Yeah.
like, sorry.
I got Pokemon, and I just don't know when I'm gonna even be able to hop into that. I'll probably wait until this weekend because I really want to focus on finishing Ghost, and I'm really just enjoying kind of getting lost in that world and doing the side stuff. So I don't want to like just beeline it to the end, so I can go play Pokemon. But yeah, you're taking on most of the reviews this season. A lot of Xbox stuff, like you said, with Ninja Gaiden, Outer Worlds, and Keeper. I'm excited to. Keeper was definitely on my radar, so I'm excited to hear what you think about it. And we'll see if I'm able to get to it. But then once we get into November, I feel like it opens up and it just becomes Nintendo mania with Kirby
Oh
Air
yeah.
Riders, and then you have Metroid in December, and then I feel like there's nothing else that I'm super
No.
stoked on for those couple months, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, unless you're, gonna hop into
So
some BO7 with me or something like that, like,
not a shot.
I will say, somebody brought this up. BO7, co-op campaign, split screen campaign, up to 4
No.
players. Like, can you just imagine? Connor, just, like, close your eyes for a little bit and imagine you, me, the big dog himself, Brady, and then let's get just someone else in there. Let's find a way to, well, maybe just the 3 of us, but, like, we all just sit down, maybe get a couple pumpkin spice lattes Saturday morning, and just play Black Ops all day. Like, just cruise through this campaign, and then we shoot the review that night. You know what I'm saying? Like, this sounds like a perfect fall review season day, baby. Like, I'm so excited, man. I know that. Oh, I want to clarify this. We have no plans to review Pokemon Legends E through A. Like, we have no podcast titled Pokemon's review or anything like that. It's just due to the fact that we're playing a bunch of other stuff. And we have no plans to review Black Ops 7. Like, as much as I want to
Yeah.
play it and review it, and like I like playing these Call of Duty campaigns and giving them a fair shake. I loved BO6 so much. I don't expect BO7 to be nearly as good or remotely even good to some level, but like I'm excited for that game. There's just a lot of other action out there when it comes to these games. So just a heads up, don't expect those things from us. You might get impressions on Z through A like in December with Connor rolling credits or something like that, maybe. But it's
Yeah.
going to be a long time until something like that happens. We're very busy playing other things. But yeah, your calendar is
Uh,
pretty open in November, all things considered.
yeah, I can go for a quiet November and December, go into the backlog, maybe check out like Chronos: The New Dawn and Hell Is Us, some games I missed earlier this year, finish out Pokemon like you said, and just kind of chip away at that. But I'm like really excited for Metroid Prime 4. Like that's once we get through October, that's what I'm really kind of honing in on and getting hyped for. So it's
Uh,
gonna be a lot of fun
s-
leading
s-
into that.
real quick, speaking of Metroid Prime, do you know how I'm doing Metroid Prime and all that stuff? Metroid Prime comes out the day that I'm traveling for a wedding. Okay. And I think I've told you about this process, and I think I talked about it on stream a little bit, but it's a ridiculous story of what I'm having to do for this wedding. So my good buddy Dunk is getting married. He's one of my longest friends. I've known this guy since I was like 14 years old. Our friendship has lasted over a decade. Very excited about him getting married. So the wedding is in Virginia, and I'm like, cool. I'll just fly to Virginia, whatever. But my good buddy Scott in medical school. So I got to go and deal with Scott's schedule, who apparently can't fly straight into Virginia to make the wedding. He needs to fly into DC. I need to fly into DC before Scott, rent a car for the both of us, and then drive over to Virginia. You're wondering, how does this apply to Metroid Prime? It's the day that Metroid comes out. All this is happening. So what am I going to do during that plane flight? Metroid Prime. When we drive to Virginia, sorry, Scott, you can go and listen to the tunes all you want. I'm gonna be plugged in, seeing what's up with Samus, dude. It's gonna be a great time. And then we'll go to the wedding, party it up, and then the next day, play some golf, hang out for a little bit. Then I'll fly back Sunday and get more Metroid in then. But it's gonna be fun. Connor's like, Nick, you're gonna play like 2 hours of Metroid max during
I
this.
I hate playing games in the car, handheld
Really?
games, because like the light is coming in and like makes the screen just like not look great. Like I remember we were sitting in the airport and I was playing Donkey Kong Bonanza and the light was coming in from like the window behind me and I had to like move to a different spot so like I could like have a proper experience. But that's just a constant issue in the car unless it's nighttime. So I generally avoid doing that. So
Yeah, well, Connor, we can hop into it, but apparently, just shout out to Jacob and Ian for
yeah.
getting married. Exciting stuff.
Real quick, just want to hop into the Patreon stuff since this
Yeah.
is going out to everybody. This would usually be an exclusive episode over on Patreon at that $5 tier. You get a bonus episode of the podcast every single week. And obviously, it's going to be Keeper Review this week, and we have a bunch of stuff coming up as well. And you can get the casual gaming news conversation and the casual gaming conversation 3 days early as well at that tier. So if you want to support the channel, get that additional bonus content, you can go over to Patreon. Or if you just want to see the channel grow and help support Co-op 64, that is the best way to do so. Like Nick said, this review copy was provided by Xbox and Double Fine, so shout out to them for allowing us to do this. Nick, what are your overall thoughts for Keeper, and explain what this game is?
Yeah.
Because I don't really know. I've only seen the initial trailer. There's a bird in a lighthouse, and
Yeah.
that's about all I know.
I,
And then just going off of the pedigree of Double Fine and kind of the type of games they tend to make, like I have some kind of assumptions I can make, but I don't really know for sure.
First and foremost, I went into this and I didn't know I needed a game like this in my life. Like, I didn't know that I needed this style of video game in my life at a time where there's just a lot of other AAA titles coming out with something like a Ghost of Yotei. You know, even going back to like trying out Hades 2 and Silent Hill F. I like there's just been so many like roguelikes, horror games, AAA action adventure games. Those are three big genres to go and be playing recently, right? And then here comes Keeper. Keeper is a puzzle game where you play as a lighthouse and a bird named Twig. And it is delightful. It is about 6 hours in length, super chill, and I think that it is a very good video game. I'm going to give this one a 7.5. I think that is very good. I don't think that we are talking about great, and I'm going to say, I'm going to praise this game a lot during this review, and I'm excited to see what you ask and get deeper in on what this game actually thoroughly is and go into some of those mechanics and everything. But I think that there's going to be very similar to your Silent Hill F review, just one overarching negative that goes in and holds this back from being truly a great game. With that being said, this is my first Double Fine game. I'm not somebody that like loves this studio by any means, but I know about this studio. Once again, we talk about me being a student of the game, watched a lot of content about Psychonauts 2 when that was coming out and trying to understand for the GOTY conversation of 2021 what that includes and is. And seeing that content, I was like, oh, dude, this is so creative. And like, when I think about Psychonauts, I think about like the psychedelic like colors and all this shit. I'm like, that looks awesome. And I was wondering if that's going to be here in a game like Keeper. Because once again, all I knew was bird, lighthouse. And I'm happy to say, like, it's here. It's all here. This is such a Double Fine ass game, and that's probably the biggest compliment I can give. Even though I don't know I understand the pedigree of Double Fine, but I haven't played these titles. But when we see Double Fine go and appear on the 2025 Xbox Showcase, and it's like, oh, we know this is about to be batshit insane, right? Guess what? Keeper is a batshit insane experience. And it's amazing for it. It's a good thing. It should be a batshit insane experience. Keeper is unlike anything else that you're going to play this year. The game that I want to compare Keeper to the most, probably Cocoon, which is an indie darling puzzle game from a couple years ago. Very distinct art style, very atmospheric. The ethereal music that's just in your ears makes that game so distinct and like allows you to transform into a world. I feel that so much, or felt that so much during my 6-ish hours with Keeper. Played this one in one day, played it in 3 different play sessions, couple hours apiece. Just woke up, did coffee, played, answered a couple emails, did lunch, played. Like we all know what that sort of entails for me when it comes to a day of gaming like this. But every single time I hopped on the sticks, I was like, oh, like I'm getting these vibes. Like I feel like I'm being transported into this world and destination. And I think that it's really, really impressive. The other game that I want to compare it to, though, is Hellblade 1 and 2. And mainly Hellblade 2. Because the puzzle structure reminds me so much of Hellblade 2. And I don't mean that as a compliment. It's too easy. That is the biggest negative I'm going to have in this entire review, is I think that the puzzles are too easy. We'll hop into why for some of those reasons here in a moment when we get into the minutia of all this game. But I think that that's the one thing that really holds back this game from being great. Overall, though, freaking great game. Very good. Very, very good video game. Like, I really enjoyed my time with this. Towards the end of this year, when it comes to things like art design, it's like, oh, dude, this should totally be there. There's some things, by the way, that can be spoiled about this game too, which sounds insane. Like there's, because it's like, how can you spoil something where you don't even know initially what the hell it's gonna be, because all you know is that it's a lighthouse and a bird. But straight up, there are spoilers in this game, and I do think my biggest recommendation would be, if you have interest in this, play before you can see anything online, because I think that, like, especially the finale of this game and like towards the end, it's like, oh, dude, like this is awesome. Like, really, really cool. Still easy, but really, really cool. Really, really well done. So yeah, I think that it's a very good video game. I went and had moments where I was in the okay range while reviewing it. And by the end of it, I was like, am I going to call this game great just because the finale is so kick ass? Like that last hour or so or 2 hours is just so good and impactful. I'm very curious to see where everyone else stands on this one. Like, I have no idea. I completely, I don't know anyone else is playing this right now, but I am very, very excited to break down this game with you because I feel like there's nothing that is currently on the market necessarily. Like, even though I can go and point to Cocoon or Hellblade, which obviously is an insane comparison, right? Of like the way that this game is structured and the way this game looks, I can compare to those things, but there's nothing really else on the market that is exactly like Keeper. It is completely unique, extremely double fine, and I'm excited to hop in during this review with you and answer a bunch of questions because, like,
Yeah.
and describe what that is.
Let's go piece by piece here, starting with the gameplay. From the trailer that I saw, I had in my head that it was a 2D puzzle platformer. Are you platforming at all in this game? It is in fact 2D, correct? Or you're
It's
going side
3D.
to side.
You're going forward, you're going back round.
Oh,
Yeah. So this is a 3D puzzle game. There's a little bit of platforming. I don't want to describe
okay.
necessarily what the platforming actually is because you're not doing a lot of it. And there's certain moments where you do start platforming a little bit, and like they're delightful moments because it breaks up the monotonous gameplay that you are having. But it is a 3D ish. There's like certain environments that you get into that like you're like, yeah, you're able to go all the way, but there also, I will toss this out there, I understand why you see it that way. There are moments where you have a giant backdrop, like something gorgeous in the background, and you're the lighthouse, you got the bird on top of you, and you're just walking forward, and then you'll get into that next environment. But there are those transitional moments that are so beautiful in this game that I'm like, hell yeah. So it makes sense that you've seen something that is a little bit more 2D in design, but this is a 3D video game for sure.
So you say that the puzzles are a little bit too easy. Were they easy right from the start and just kind of remain that way all the way through, or did they develop in a way that was somewhat satisfying to kind of see that difficulty escalate as it went along, or is it just kind of like not great across the board?
Yeah, it does evolve. I want to say that the gameplay does evolve, but there's certain mechanics in this game that I feel like get to spoiler territory and everything. But the base gameplay sticks around for way too long. Like way too long. I wish that there were development every hour. Uh, it takes two, or Split Fiction comes to mind. You know how they are able to go and be like, all right, you're doing this, and now you're doing this, and now you're doing this. And the pacing of those things, only we talk in praise about the fact that they only last so long. Like, we want to get to that next thing. Right when it gets a little bit boring, you switch over to the next thing. This is a situation where it just stays the same. To go and describe like some of these puzzles, you have a lighthouse, and the lighthouse's main tool is their light. You are with your right stick going and pointing the light on certain objects, and they will do certain things. And what they do is pretty clear. Like, you'll have a moment where like there's these black spikes that are sticking out of the ground, and if you shine light on them, they'll go and retreat into the ground to allow you to clear a path forward. That's a very basic puzzle that happens really early on in the game. And then you have on the face button, you'll have your bird, and X, or not X, X on the Xbox controller, square on a PlayStation 5 controller, right? You will go and call the bird to go and do something. Most of the time, it is go to a crank and crank the crank. Like, that will open a door, that will make a piece move, that will do something. There's certain puzzles where you will have to like get this post to go through like a slide puzzle, and the slide puzzle is like extremely easy, and it's like, okay, like it's so going like you're just going through the motions for so much of this game, that like at a certain point I was like, all right, when are we gonna like get some pep in the step? Like it really is just like, I hate to say it, but like, a great term that you use is like, it's whatever. It's a whatever burger. Like, it's the gameplay here. The core gameplay is like so whatever for so long in this game that I was like legitimately after that first play session, first couple hours in, I put it down, just like, all right, like this, like the art's so beautiful. There's so many other things we're gonna talk about that are so good. It's like, but like the gameplay is just not there. When I think about it, I compared it to Cocoon earlier. Cocoon, I feel so big brain going through these puzzles. I feel like a genius when it's all said and done. I had not a single moment in this game, even when the gameplay goes and develops later on. There's not a moment that I'm like, I'm a genius. I'm really smart. Like, I figured something out. It is very much just like, okay, I got to a section. I need to collect these three things. We're going to go through three different puzzle rooms and collect those three things and then go back. But the things you collect, you go and pick up as a bird, and then you got to put it into a slot, and then the bird pecks its nose to go and like shoot it into the slot even further, and you're pressing the face button. And like, that's really cute, and like that's nice. Like there's like the audio design is terrific in a moment like that. All that like works, but like the core of it is bland for so long that like it's almost like you have this delicious piece of toast, and we're putting on butter, we're putting on jelly, we're lathering it up in like the best sauce possible, and that is the art direction, that is everything else. But the gameplay's still toast. It's not this satiating meal that you're gonna go and be looking at months down the line and be like, this was unbelievable. But guess what? When you're talking about art design and other aspects of this game, you're gonna go and be like, that toast was really good, dude. And so, yeah, I think that there is that like momentum stopper that I think almost every player will feel at some point a couple hours into this game where it's like, we're doing this for 6 hours? We're doing this for 7 hours? Like, I also don't think that this game is necessarily short by any means, too. Like, it's on the shorter side of things, but it's not like, oh, sit down for 2 hours in and out sort of experience, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how much could it really develop over 6 hours? Like, if you're doing something once an hour and a half, then, like, changing up the formula, I feel like that's enough for a 6-hour game.
Yeah, which it would be also if they switched it just a little bit earlier. I think you get around the halfway point in this game, and there is a switch in sort of some of the gameplay design, and they very much like, I don't want to talk about that type of stuff in this review because I think that that is so unique. And if you have interest in the things that I'm going to say on the back half of this review, play this game. You know, like there's so much good shit in this game that's not gameplay oriented that it's like, go and check it out. But I do think that for the players that stick through it in the way that I stuck through it, you will be excited and delighted and surprised with some of the way that the gameplay direction goes. I just wish that we got there a little bit sooner. So I think that like gameplay as an overarching thing, it's okay. I don't think that it's also just like the worst thing ever. I don't think that the gameplay's bad. I just think that it's a little bit bland. Like I wish that there were one or two puzzles that included a little bit more creativity on the player's part and was like, oh snap, I'm having a moment that I feel really good about myself because I figured this out. Compared to, okay, like this is probably where I'm supposed to go. And there was also early on a couple of puzzles that I was like a little bit frustrated by, and not because I couldn't figure it out, but because I was like looking around to see where I should send Twig. But I'm like, there's got to be someone around here, right? Like, we're in this room, and like we just solved a puzzle. We're in a new room now. It's a new puzzle, and like it just wasn't as clear, due to the like lighting of where they were supposed to go. Eventually, like I just like swung the camera around and like pressed X a couple times, being like, eventually they'll go, and they did. Like I was like, I guess that I was supposed to go there. But there are a couple moments that are a little bit more slow and difficult and prodding to get through when it comes to the gameplay aspect of this game. But I want to go back to the fact of, if you stick with it, if you get to that third hour, you will be delighted. You will be like, oh snap, this is going further. I don't think that it ever gets like really great gameplay, but they lean on what Double Fine does best, which is their creativity. Like I feel like that's what this studio is really known for. And they're like, we're gonna make this more creative. And then the finale of this game, like the last hour of this game, I think really does rip. I think that it's like, this is creative and you're getting all the other things that it does very well. I think that the puzzles at the end of this game are all of a sudden suddenly like difficult and make me feel really smart. No, but the core gameplay of what you're doing is really cool. And so it's like, fuck it. Rock and roll, baby. Like I'm willing to go and like push forward with the gameplay stuff. Cause that's the other thing. Like I've been sitting on finishing this game for a couple days now. It's just like, I'm not thinking about the first 3 hours of this game. You think about it. I say it all the time. You want the last note in the concert you go to be spectacular. You want that like last note to be satisfying because that's the thing that people remember. They did a great job delivering a finale that players are going to remember for the rest of this year, but also I really think years to come. It's like I just don't. I don't know if I've played a game that's ever like this when it comes to the finale of this with some of the things that they're able to do, and that's really cool.
Right on. When it comes to the story, Double Fine's really been known, like you said, for their creativity, but that usually bleeds into the characters and the story and the structure and everything. Tim Schafer made the story for Grim Fandango. I have the platinum for that game. I remember the characters are like distinctly the thing that I remember from that game. Are the two characters here voiced, and are they memorable or interesting?
Connor, they're not voiced and they're so interesting. It
Okay.
is so insane the way that you're able to go and do this. I want to give them such props on these two characters because they're not voiced, and by the end of it, I was extremely emotionally attached to both of them. Like I really give a shit about both these characters, and I think that they were able to go and do so through just certain game direction and gameplay design. It's really impressive, and I think that you can start with that gameplay aspect being you're solving these puzzles with these two characters. The game starts in a way that goes and connects these characters, it like inherently to some level where you're just like, okay, like there's something that's bonding these two characters together. But as you progress through gameplay in certain moments, there are cutscenes in this game. Like there are moments that like go and allow the player to not be on the sticks. You're not just trudging forward the entire time. It's not just gameplay. And during those cutscenes, you do have moments that are able to build the emotional stake of this game. And by the end of it, I legitimately was just like, this is really impressive. Like I didn't think that I would give a shit about the Lighthouse and Bird game, Connor, because it's a Lighthouse and Bird. And then they don't talk. And I love the Lighthouse and Bird by the end of this game. Like, and that's what's so impressive to go on a journey like this and be like, how are you able to go and connect? And it's purely game direction and understanding how to go and emotionally pull in the player. And they do so well with this journey. Just broad scopes, it like you understand that you need to go from point A to point B. Like that's the overarching direction of what this game is. There's not a narrator at the start that goes and says, 50,000 years ago, there was a lighthouse in a. It's not that sort of deal. It is just done visually, though, being like, well, we got to start here, and we probably got to go there because they keep on showing over there, and find different ways to go and show that we need to get to this final destination area.
So it
And
just drops you in, or is there like
the,
some setup here?
there's a cutscene that started out that
Okay.
that connects the two characters, and I
Right.
think that is good to like kick it off. But you really do just like kind of just go like
Mhm.
it does such a good job of onboarding you to just being like, oh, obviously you get the not tutorial. There's not like it pauses and like pulls up a Final Fantasy description on how to go and place materia balls, but it is like, hey, no, you're gonna go and this is how you shine your light this way. This is what Twig can do, stuff like that. Twig is the bird, by the way. I mentioned that earlier, but just to keep people with
What's the
the
lighthouse's name?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea. I'm just going with Larry the Lighthouse, but that's just a personal thing. No, I have no clue what this lighthouse name is. But Twig, this is how you send them out. They go and like 5 minutes in, you kind of understand the core gameplay of what you need to do, but then you're able to sort of just relax into what this game does so well, which is art direction. This game is one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. Like the big comparison that I assume people will make is Journey, and if that's something that excites you and is like, I like games like Journey, I think you're gonna really enjoy this game. Like the art direction and music design in the game Journey is so impactful. It hits the player like a truck. I don't think the score is as strong as Journey. Very few scores are. Like that would be all timer, right? But I think that the score is so good. But I think that the art direction might be better than Journey. And it's because you were getting so many more colors. The use of color in this game is beautiful. It is so freaking good. There are certain moments that there are pinks and greens and oranges that are like embedded in the back of my skull after watching this game in certain still frames that I'm like, this is unbelievable. If this like there was a moment last year when I was playing Neva where I thought about pulling up I pulled up my phone and I took a photo of it. This game's embargoed, so I'm too afraid to go pull up my phone and take a photo of it. But like it's like I wanted to do that like 7 times and like post it on Instagram because I'm like, this is just gorgeous. It's just fucking stunning. So if we just strip out the fact that there's gameplay in this game and it was just a straight walking sim, if there was no gameplay at all and we were just on a journey with these two characters, I don't think it would be better by any means. I do like the aspect that there is gameplay and there is things to do and stimulate the brain and it's a longer journey. But just like it's so beautiful, it's so colorful, it's so well done that like I'm literally like awestruck to some level at how good the art direction is in this game. It is one of the most beautiful art directions I've seen in a game. Like straight up, like I'll be talking about this as one of the most beautiful games ever. And we talk about it all the time of like what good art direction can do for a game. Not everything needs to be photorealistic. Like just get a well-designed game out there and go and push super hard into that direction. They just cranked it up to 12 and are like, we're going to be the most colorful game this year. We're going to be the most like, it made me smile due to just it's like a Pixar movie and Tim Burton, but it's a lot of color. Like it's awesome. It's so well done. And so like you have this amazing art direction. You have this score that does pair well with the moments. There are certain moments of like sadness that's in this game that is so well scored. There's certain moments of joy and like happiness. Like once again, I don't want to like ruin the gameplay aspect of it because the gameplay like can go and be better and everything as you move along in this game. But you brought up like, is there platforming stuff in there? Like there is a platforming-esque moment that like I'm like, man, like I feel like I'm in a bag of cotton candy right now. Like, and it's due to the score pairing with the gameplay. And the gameplay is solid, the score terrific, and then the art design is immaculate. And so I feel like I'm talking about this game. Like I said, I keep on going back to Hellblade 2 for some reason, where I'm like, talk about a game that's just doing exactly what it's trying to set out to do. This game is so well directed. Like they were like, we have a vision for what we want this to be, and I really think that they knocked it out of the park for what the vision actually is trying to be. The issue is they just didn't have the gameplay to match the chops alongside the amazing set direction and all that stuff. I think that like that's sort of where I want to leave it. Just like once again, overall arching thoughts, like play this game. Like if any of the things that I said sounded interesting to you, play this game. Double Fine's fucking rad. This game is rad as all hell. Like, do you guys like? I think that
Yeah,
you're gonna love this.
has this inspired you, do you think, to go play more Double Fine games? Check out Psychonauts,
Yeah.
Broken Age, stuff like
Yeah,
that?
Psychonauts is the big one. Like, I know so many people are so emotionally attached to Psychonauts 2, and it's like, if you're just giving, it's the cool part of this is if you just give me great, immaculate art direction that's similar to this, I'm not even gonna give a shit about the gameplay. Because like it's so good. This team is so good at art direction that, and you can see that if you just watch like 2 seconds of gameplay from Psychonauts, you're like, oh yeah, the art direction here is awesome. Same in Keeper, it's amazing, and yeah, I would love to get to Psychonauts now. Like I like honestly, like I finished that, and if I wasn't playing a billion other things, I probably would have booted up Psychonauts 2. Like I think that is such a good direction for what is supposed to be happening with this game, and like. I can't wait to see what Double Fine has up their sleeves next because, like, I honestly fan for life after this one, and like that's the crazy part. 7.5 out of 10. Like I'm talking about this game in the back half of this, and I wanted to like get the negatives sort of out of the way because I think the biggest question about this game is like, what the hell is it, and what exactly are you doing, which is the gameplay aspect. But like the second you get past like the gameplay being just all right, it's like, man, I just like vibing out to this game. This is such a Brady game. Like, oh, dude, Brady's gonna love this thing. Like,
Yeah, it sounds super breezy. I mean, like you can sit down for one play session, and all of a sudden you're halfway through it. So even if you're not super vibing with it at the start, like you haven't invested that much time into it, you might as well just see it through to the end and see if it ends up developing in a way that you end up falling in love with it. And just it's also on Game Pass as well. If you still have Game
yeah,
Pass, that I don't know what it costs
30
if
bucks.
you buy it straight up. I mean, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
uh,
that's. Do you think that's
Deserved.
reasonable?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the other aspect of this. I think that 30 is a weird number. I like straight up when it comes to games, we all know the $20 title, we all know the $50 title. We're very aware of those two price ranges right now. $30 for 6 hours of gorgeous art. Like this is a game, you know how a lot of devs go and release art books and stuff like that. It's like, oh dude, I can't even imagine.
yeah. I
Like
imagine
this
the concept art for this is really
it,
cool.
it- and also just like to be a fly on the wall of Double Fine as they're
The
pitching this.
pitch.
This
Yeah.
pitch must have been awesome. Like and just going back to what we got in the or the showcase in June, where we all were just like, Double Fine. This, all right, what we got here, and then it's a bird and a lighthouse, and it's like, what the shit? But it's Double Fine. Of course, it's gonna be great. Guess what? It's Double Fine. Like this is a team that doesn't make bad games, and this game's awesome. I also think once again, I'm very curious to see where a lot of people land on it. I think that some people are gonna really love this. Like I think that this is gonna be like somebody's like, you know how I attached myself in 2023 so well with Cocoon. Like I think that somebody's gonna be like, oh, dude, or a game like Neva last year where it's like gameplay is all right, but like that art direction and that soundtrack, dude, is gas. I think that this is going to be somebody's like favorite game this year, and I can completely understand why. You know,
Right. Double Fine, not exactly known for making these big, robust, like long games, but 6 hours. Do you think this is the Double Fine game, or do you think this is a smaller team within Double Fine, kind of making a little passion project, and that they're working on something else, or do you think that this is probably what they've been working on full with the full force of Double Fine?
yeah, I think that could be a side deal. Like I think that this is especially when we're talking about structure of this game, like. And you mentioned like the 2D nature at certain times, and like it's still very much a 3D game, but like you're able to just focus. But I also just can't imagine that like this team. I just imagine is so creative. I can't imagine that there's somebody working on something else that's not like going over to the keeper side of the office and be like, "Hey, can I make some art for this? Like,
Right.
let me hop in on this. Like, this is so freaking cool." And so I want another Double Fine game as soon as possible. Like I said, you basically got a lifelong fan at this point after an experience like this. This is it's such the difference between like favorite and best and all that stuff. And like I feel very good with a 7.5 score on this. Like I think this is a very good video game, but like one of my favorites of the year, one of the most unique experiences I've played this year, and like really fun. Like
Yeah.
I enjoyed playing. That was a really good day. I said I played it in a day, and like I'm gonna look back this year and be like, that's one of my more favorite days that I've had this year in playing games. Like genuinely, like I really love this.
Yeah, I
Um,
hope people give it the time of day. Like I like weird, interesting games, and Double Fine obviously long history of providing that. And I feel like these kind of games, these little weird, this isn't indie, but like the indie-esque games
yeah,
are more popular than ever. So I hope people give this some attention. And since it's on Game Pass, I think it's well suited for that.
and I also think that right now there's so many big games out there. Like we're talking about earlier in
Right.
this episode, you got your Battlefield and you got your Yote. It's like if you want like the bite-sized weekend game, which is Brady, that's the other thing. Like I think Brady's gonna love this game because short games with cool art design is so up Brady's alley. It's like I think he's gonna eat this thing up, and I know there's a lot of gamers that are similar to you, me, and Brady that want that shorter jolt that can go and inspire to create. Like straight up, like I was like, I'm not an artist, but I want to draw right now. I want to paint right now. Like it's so creative and so amazing with that art direction that it's just like I really think that people are going to sink their teeth into this and really like want to dive in a way that I think is really just impressive and cool. Um yeah, I don't think I can talk. Like the crazy part is, if we did a spoiler cast on this, and we won't because it would solely be talking about 3 hours of gameplay. But like the last 3 hours of gameplay on this are immaculate. There are more secrets to go and discover beyond what I initially am talking about when it comes to the direct gameplay of this one. But I do think that I'm excited for people to be in our Discord and stuff like that and be like, I got to know what Nick's talking about. It's really cool. And be like, yeah, like, especially like I said, that finale is just so impressive and so amazing. Yeah, that's all I got on Keeper. Before we roll out and go Patreon, I do want to toss this out there. We are 1 week away, Connor, 1 week away from Red Dead 2 Subathon. Here we go, man. 1 week away. Very excited about that. Get excited. I don't know when we're starting that on that Friday. Hop in the Discord and we'll figure it out there and everything. But it's going to be one heck of a weekend of gaming coming up, and I'm very, very excited about that. Just a little bit of housekeeping at the end of this episode. Shout out to our amazing members over on Patreon. Once again, this is normally a bonus episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation, but with a embargoed review like this, we want to get this out to everyone so everyone can get excited about a game like this. But at the end of each and every episode over on Co-op 64, we go and read off the supporters at the highest tier over on patreon.com/co64. Like Connor said, best way to support the channel is going over to Patreon. And we read the names of the highest tier at the end of each and every episode. So shout out to amazing members like JQP,
Cash R,
Pigeon Power,
Library Daniel,
Tyler,
Trace H,
Sir Shellas,
Raincoat,
Ooh Gracie,
Chuzar,
MG Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies,
Farmer Spud,
Rocket Tater,
Novi,
The Dankest Mike,
Swampy Bits,
Jaxie T,
Tristan C,
Sconesy C,
Strachan 1978,
Fast Scoopy,
Diggleberg Rules,
It's untrue,
Hook'em Horns,
Go Nash,
Neutral Sphere,
Easton C,
Kingdom Hearts Rules,
Stooby Dooby,
Crispy,
DJ Zach B,
Uli,
Jacob D,
Big Mac,
Middle Nate,
The Patty Cake,
Bear Pog,
Cowboy Jesus,
Mega,
Yogi,
Damn,
Holding Them,
Colin C,
Rack,
Voodoo,
Milky Sins,
Alex the Golden,
Andrew H,
Master Diz,
Cannon Fodder Games,
Bad Fella,
Only One Rufus,
Drifter X1, Skirt Skirt,
Goops,
JMat B3,
Ali Benali,
Michael.
and Kingdom Hearts Sucks.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.